Throwing ass on the gram, getting laughs at the stand. Only she can, only Feehans. It's only Feehans.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of OnlyFeehans, and it's an OnlyFeehan episode. Only Kerryn Elizabeth Feehan. Socks are off, we're ready to rock. Mabel was supposed to be on the podcast. She got a little camera shy. She's currently chewing on a water buffalo kneecap. I don't know, Amazon pitches me these things and I just buy them, okay? Sound off in the comments if those are bad for me to be feeding my dog. She's got a whole bag of them to go through. And I'm going to have to stock up before I go to Italy. I'm going to Italy. I'm flying Delta One. Delta One Suites. I don't know the difference between Delta One and Delta One Suites. I just know that I want to go to bed. I want to sleep the whole flight. I want to take one of my, chocolate melatonin candies, and I want to go to bed, and I want to wake up in Italy, and then I'm going to be, I should put my glasses on, Nicole. I think the more I wear my glasses, the worse my eyesight gets without them. No? Okay. Nicole just went like this. Interesting theory, Kerryn. Probably no. I'm going to be doing a lot of yoga. I'm going to a Roaring 20s party. That's my outfit over there. I don't know. I'm a little nervous because I just feel like my routine is a little... I'm like a Taurus, I love my routine. I'm up at 5:30, 6:50 at the latest, and I'm out the door with Mabel for an hour and a half, and I'm not going to be able to do that. I'm not going to have a Mabel in Italy. Unless, do they have street dogs in Italy? Maybe I'll take one home. I'll sneak one onto the Delta Suites with me on the way back, and I'll cuddle up. I'll be Big Spoon, and my new little rescue dog will be Little Spoon, and be like, ciao bello, la la la. And then I'll bring him home, and Mabel will fuck it up. Actually, Mabel has had 0 fights lately, because we rarely go to the dog park unless we know the dog's there, which, she has a lot of dog friends. She doesn't need any more. There have been some other dog instances, but we won't go into that 'cause it's none of our business, Man, I just got tired. I'm sorry. I know we just started. I've just been having a lot of late all weekend. Today's Monday. All weekend I had late spots 12:45. On the Friday show at the stand, I did call this girl an entitled. So I don't know if Patrick's listening, but if you get that email, yes, I did. Yes, I fucking did. I was the 5th comic to go on the show, and I'm doing great. Big pops from the beginning, little crowd work here and there. Boom, boom, boom. Having fun. This couple, and they're dead center, 3-4 rows back. They're just talking to each other. They're just having a conversation with one another at a normal volume, which I don't know if you guys have ever done stand-up comedy. It's very distracting. Even though, you could feel the whole room trying to overcompensate for them, just they were fucking laughing. So finally, I said to them, it was a male and a female. I said, "Why don't you just?" Not that males and males aren't allowed to date and same. I'm not saying that. I'm just being accurate. I'm not a homophobe. This is going to be a good episode. I said to them, "Why don't you guys just go on a date?" I'm on stage. I say, "Why don't you guys just leave the room and go on a date?" Because it's they didn't know they were at a performance. And yes, I understand stand-up comedy is the lowest of the art form, but it's still a fucking art form. It's still a performance that you bought tickets to. And so did the other people in the room. That's what I think people don't realize when they're being entitled, selfish, most of the time inebriated. I said, maybe bleep out these so early on. I said, maybe go have a date. And when I said, maybe you guys should go outside and have a date, the girl in front of them, who was a part of another couple, said, "Oh my God, thank you," to me. And I was like, oh, this isn't the first time this issue has been addressed. And she's like, no, 5 comics have said stuff to them the whole time. Can you imagine as an adult being chastised by multiple adults about your public behavior and doing nothing to rectify it? Shocking. So I asked at that point, because if you're publicly shamed and you don't have a response to like rectify your behavior, I'm going to assume you're a neurodivergent or something like that. So I asked her, I was like, oh, are you guys both neurodivergent? And that's why you're not, sort of adhering to these social norms that everyone else is doing. And she sarcastically replied, yeah, we're neurodivergent, which I thought was very rude to the neurodivergent community. But I took her at face value. I took her at her word. And I said, oh, well, in that case, I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to get canceled for making fun of, a disabled person. I couldn't believe it. But, like, what's the point? It's like, I feel the same way about talking through a movie. Turn the movie off, push pause, finish the conversation. I don't know. Like, unless you're like some type of savant who can actually absorb like what the info that's like coming at you from wherever it's coming and have a conversation, fine. Otherwise, just pick one thing to do. I'm also giving myself a caffeine headache. Matcha doesn't give it to me as much, but I ate too much yesterday. I went to Tim Dillon's party, and I think that because I wasn't pounding food while I was there, but I did have a little lobster roll, a meatball sub. He had a Carvel ice cream truck pull up. I had a black and white milkshake, and this will be touched upon in the next episode, I'm sure. But did you guys know, Nicole, also you guys, that when I ordered a black and white milkshake, I was getting vanilla and chocolate mixed together. What do you like ice cream, the ice cream itself?
I would have thought the same, or maybe some type of cookies and cream thing. Like, I've definitely had this a lot.
Yeah.
And it's delicious, but I've never once considered what it really is.
Growing up, black and white from the soft serve, you get some of the black, some of the white, you mix it up, and you give it to me. Carvel takes vanilla ice cream and then does chocolate hot sauce, hot fudge, or not. It wasn't hot. It wasn't hot. I mean, it was hot at the party. Chocolate sauce, which is like high quality fudge from Carvel. It was good. It wasn't bad. It just wasn't exactly what I thought. And I saw like the chocolate like on the top of the milkshake, and I was like, I was like, I thought initially maybe they doubled down on the chocolate. They gave me vanilla chocolate, which I would have been fine with. But Mabel, don't act like you knew that. Not everybody knew that. That's got to be a regional thing too. I think like Dairy Queen, you would get mixed and it would just be the two ice creams. Anyway, it was a great party. Thank you, Tim Dillon, for hosting. What a good guy. What a fun time. Our boy Mike Feeney was there. One of my favorites. Just me and him. I started calling he and I the king and queen of summer. We're at Steve Ranazizi's in the batting cages. We're at Tim Dillon's with the fucking pool floats and the lobster rolls. We're doing it all.
I bet he also was on the make fun of Lewis's magic train for sure.
He was.
He's such like an instigator. He loves to make fun of people. And like, especially people who he knows he can make mad.
Oh yeah. Lewis was very easy to irritate. And he was doing magic the entire time he was there. I don't think Lewis ate. Tim might have paid Lewis. I don't know if Lewis relaxed ever because he was full on the magician at the party. Multiple rooms, multiple settings, multiple audiences. I mean, the guy's a draw. You got to give it to him. He is the Puerto Rican king of magic. But yeah, he was doing magic. It was fun.
Like, what kind of magic?
It's card
like
tricks.
Card tricks?
It's card tricks and like, here's my finger. Like I got your nose. Here's your nose. Stuff like that. Basic shit. No, it's good. I honestly, my ADD was pretty bad. I realized I had not smoked pot for a very long time, since March 25th. I did smoke a little bit of pot. So I smoked a little bit of pot when I went to Schoolboy Q's concert, which at this point was a couple months ago? I can talk about it now. After it first happened, I was like, Kerryn, don't be your friggin' weirdo groupie bragging that you went to a Schoolboy Q concert. I call him Quincy. And he like brought you backstage and like you got to be cool and hang out and he like offered you a little marijuana. So you smoked a little marijuana, and here's the instances where I've recently smoked marijuana. That at the concert And Pauly Shore shotgunned me a joint while I was on Story Wars, which is going to be out probably like in a week or two. I don't know. If Pauly Shore shotguns you a joint, you just have to smoke a little marijuana, okay? So yesterday at Tim Dillon's party, I did smoke a little marijuana, and I also did a tiny bit of mushrooms. And I forgot that I had taken the mushrooms immediately because it's the chocolate bar. You know, it's like one little corner. And I was like, I didn't take mushrooms. Next thing you know, I look down. I'm in first position. I'm doing my ballet moves. And I'm like, oh, I took mushrooms. That's like my go-to, like, uncomfortable. I'm like, oh, well, I guess I'll be in first position now and a tendu and nothing is weird. And then all of a sudden, Micah Fox is like, Kerryn, do a pirouette. I was like, fuck, what am I doing? What am I doing with my body? Bethany Frankel was there. Big get. Tim Dillon. Like, talk Bethany Frankel, Tim Dillon, the two queens of the Hamptons.
Was there an actual occasion for this party? Like, it's not Labor Day yet.
I feel like, you know, like Marie Antoinette, when she was like, let them eat cake. That's what Tim does with the comics. At the end of the summer, I think he's got some extra cash. Maybe he's got some catering coupons to fucking burn. So he just feeds us and lets us look at his wealth. Makes us drive 2 hours to look at it, though.
Well, I could be wrong about who it was. I'm gonna guess Aaron Berg, but it doesn't sound right. Someone like bladed last year.
2 years ago. I thought it was last year too, but I guess it was 2 years because Mike.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Mike and I checked the memories. I could have sworn it was last year too because he was trying to get me to blade with him. It was Aaron? Yes. And the thing is, if you took a helicopter there, of course it was much shorter. You skip the traffic and you're in a helicopter, which is fucking dope. I think it was like maybe 1,800 one way or like $2,000, like so $4,000 round trip. And I was considering it. And then I ended up getting an SUV and like bringing Uriah Hall and fucking a random crew. But if you're going to take a helicopter to a party, you got to like show up in the helicopter to like really get your money's worth, you know? But he like landed in the helicopter and then still had to take another Uber. You know what I mean?
Where
like,
did it land?
Who knows? Like the other side of the Hamptons. Also, like Bethany was kind of shading Tim. I was eavesdropping on their conversation. She's like, I thought you were south. This is east or whatever. Like just about his exact location. The Hamptons, listen, I had a wonderful time. I literally like everybody that was there at that party. The food was great. I love Tim Dillon. I love his house. The Hamptons are fucking gay. They fucking suck. Did I grow up on the beach in Massachusetts? Do my parents live in Cape Cod? Do I go to Martha's Vineyard in Nantucket at the drop of a hat? Do I fly there in 45 minutes? Yes. Is my perspective maybe a little different from a New Yorker's? Yes. But even if you're a fucking New Yorker, dude, the Hamptons suck. It's 2.5 hours to get there. And then you get there and like, yeah, I guess it's like a cute enough beachy town, but it's pretentious. Shit's expensive. The beaches are okay. Even if you want to go to a beach, you're still going to be stuck in traffic again going to the beach. Everything costs $1 jillion. Like when I think of the beach, like I like... And yes, I realize I rented a house on Martha's Vineyard, but I'm just saying I like a low-key vibe. Like, you know, I don't want to wear heels anywhere. I don't want to think about what I'm going to wear to dinner or what the scene is. When I was worked for like a club promoter, we went out to the Hamptons for like a weekend. And we stayed and like we went to the beach and we like promoted on the beach all day. So that was fun. I was like fucking drunk during the day in my 20s in a bikini, like handing out flyers, like come to this party. And they're like, Kerryn, like, that's a seagull. I'm like, well, they're VIP. They're coming. And then like we just partied all night. Even that wasn't that fun. Even though it kind of sounds like it is or was, it just, I don't know. The Hamptons aren't for me. Sorry. So sorry I'm hurting my fucking male audience. I could give a fuck about the Hamptons. I know you guys don't care. You guys are like Seaside Heights all day. That's fine. Good. Scampton, Hampton Beach. Fine. No problem. I grew up going to a beach in Marshfield. Mosh Vegas, we used to call it. You know that. I don't know. It's just, I think it's like the type of place you gotta like stay the whole weekend. It's rough for a day trip. You could do like, I would rather like, I don't know, Jersey for a day beach trip. Or I used to go to the Rockaways a lot when I lived in Bushwick. I would just jump on the L to the A and I could be at Rockaway Beach in like 45 minutes. You don't need more than an hour there in the sun. And you hop back home. Get a taco. Get a, what was it? Caracas was out there. They had arepas. I haven't been there in a while. Maybe that's where I was before the year of the Tim party. I rented a house in the Rockaway and my Ernest would come.
This is related to the Hamptons.
Okay. It better be, Nicole, because this has been a really structured podcast so far.
In your prom.
At my prom?
Did you have an after prom
party?
event? And what was it?
Okay.
Because recently I was talking about this with friend of the pod, Brendan Sagalow.
Sag Daddy.
And he grew up on Long Island. And his after prom was they got a house in the Hamptons.
What?
Not to expose him.
What a rich, spoiled little shithead. And he acts like he's so down to
I know.
earth, living in Queens, like he didn't grow up on Long Island, going to the Hamptons after prom.
Which is
Fuck
crazy.
you, Brendan. Maybe I should have tried harder with Brendan.
Yeah, there was really something there. Like, you guys would have had a really strong dual income with his family wealth.
Right?
But our after prom was like we had to go to the gym, like the gymnasium of our school, and there was a hypnotist.
Okay. Was
And
it
that
Louis
was
J.
it.
Gomez?
No card tricks. Hypnotizing only.
Did he
But
make
that
you
was
fall
ours.
asleep or like put your shoes on your hands or whatever?
Yeah, there was like a bunch of people. I was always too afraid to do that, and even to this day, I don't think I would have the courage to do that because I'd be too embarrassed of the consequences.
Yeah.
But I do wonder if it's actually real or if they were just trying to like get attention and be silly. But they would bring people up on stage and they'd all sit and they'd fall asleep and then do like silly things.
Yeah.
Like I feel like they made one of the guys undress, which is like,
Right. In high school?
Right.
Predator.
Yeah. But that was our after prom, was we went to the gymnasium until 5 a.m. and had a hypnotist. And Brendan was like, oh yeah, after prom is like when you go, you get a house in the Hamptons with your friends and whatever.
Did he have parental supervision at the house?
No, I don't think so. I think they all just went out there and partied.
Who's paying for this house
I
rental?
don't know. I
With
don't know.
like maybe some 18-year-olds, but mostly probably a lot of 17-year-olds, even if it's
Yeah.
senior year.
Yeah. So what was yours? But you also, I guess, were sort of near a beach, so maybe you did something similar?
So I'll tell you two stories. After prom, we always went to whoever parents were willing to buy us a Keg's house.
Oh, wait, and you were at a girls' school, right?
It was boys went to it.
Oh, okay.
But we used to call it an all-girls school that boys went to.
Oh, okay.
Because there was like one hot guy and we all had to use him. Shout out to Tom Harrington. I got him for like a year and a half. So we would go, Katie Kolkman was her mom one year. What a name. And she lied to each and every one of our parents. And Katie came to school and said, hey, my mom's going to get a keg. Here's my mom's phone number. Tell your parents to call her. She's going to say she's going to be awake and there's no drinking allowed, blah, 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 blah. And she's like, my mom's going to be there, but like we can totally fucking drink. I had gone to Paris that year, so I brought back hard liquor from France that they sold me in my fucking suitcase, which I brought to the party and we drank like half of, and then I snuck it out and like put it in my closet, and my mom ended up finding it like a month later. It's like, just kill the booze when you fucking bring it, Kerryn, you idiot. But yeah, so that was one, and we all just like got drunk and like fucked each other on the floors. It was awesome. Beautiful home. But one year we started our own senior skip day. 'Cause, like we weren't public school kids. Like, so when we were bad, we had to really organize and be bad, and everybody had to be on board, and they never were. It would be like 20 cool kids and everybody else was a fucking nerd. So senior skip day, we were like, oh, let's go to the beach. And so we went, and we immediately got kicked off by the police. We were there for maybe 15 or 20 minutes, and we just like had a cooler full of beer. And the mean, like, state troopers, like, big police guys, super mean. They should have arrested us, but they just made us dump all our beers. I was crying. I was like, I only had two. And they were like, we're going to arrest you. You're fucking drinking on the... It was private property that we broke onto, kind of. But then we just went to, I think we went to Ashley Buchanan's house. I like how I'm saying all these first and last names. And we just drank at her pool. And that was the first time I was ever day drunk. And it was like Aladdin's A Whole New World. Like, I was in heaven. I think my friend Hillary was making pina coladas in the kitchen, like a fucking bartender. She's like 17. That was fun. But yeah, we were never So I think the year below me, those kids were even richer than the kids in my grade. And I was like very middle of the road. I wasn't like, there were like my best friend Gabby had a fucking pimped out Altima with like tinted windows and everything new. But the year below us, like there was this kid, Ian, I don't know his last name. He drove a Range Rover and lived in a gated community. And like, he was so quiet and like so sweet. And I'm like, this kid could be such a douche. Like he could be knacking it. Who else is really rich? The Silvas. A lot of these kids, like their first cars would be like Beamers and like Range Rovers. And like, to me, that's like fucking, your parents have money. My friend Ashley too, who was the year below me, those kids, I don't know why, but they were like even more rich than my grade. I remember Ashley had like a Lily Pulitzer prom dress, and I was like, who's that? I got mine in a fucking vintage store. Yeah, that was a good one, Nicole. Hamptons. I don't know. What other news? What else have I been doing? Oh, I hurt my back. Fucking hurt my back deadlifting, you guys. And it's not Ron's fault, but it did happen in his class. I think it's a combination of things. I think my running form is trash. I was talking to Derek Drescher about this. I'm like, I heel strike, which is like the opposite of what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to like hit it in the middle and kind of run on your toes. If you I'm heel striking with my big fat ass. It's got to be bad for the back. And then I was just like Olympic lifting heavy all the time. Like I hadn't taken a Pilates or a bar or a yoga class in months. I was just like running and lifting weights. So I was in Ron's class. It's towards the end of the class. We're doing an AMRAP. Do you guys know what that means? Nicole, do you know what that means? Tell the crowd.
As many reps as possible.
As many reps or rounds as possible. Yes. AMRAP, baby. So I'm paired up with this other girl, and I'm telling you, we are winning. We're the only girls in the class, and we're blowing these guys out of the water. We're crushing them on the rower, and then we're doing deadlifts. It was maybe 115 on the bar, like nothing, and you just had to do 8 reps. So I was like, boom, boom, boom. I think I just like didn't give a fuck about my form. I looked the wrong way, and it was like I was paralyzed from the fucking back down. That's how I felt. I started waddling. I couldn't walk. Thank God I still like was like the end of the class, so I got like the whole class in kind of. That's my weird exercise addiction thing. And then I went. Oh, I talked to Joe about this. I just realized Joe List, right?
Not really, because you brought it up, but he didn't
just fucking
care.
bulldozed me like a son of a bitch. So then I went and got this massage, and Will Roja, he's the best. His Instagram handle is Gains, not Strains. Brilliant. I love him because he like does all the stuff that I do, so he gets how I hurt myself. Like he's in the gym squatting, like, I mean, I don't squat this, but like fucking 400 pounds. He's super strong. And he was just like, where does it hurt? And he's like, that's an easy fix. That's actually good. That's just from overuse, and you need to strengthen your piriformis muscles. So I've been a Pilates bitch all week. Well, today I just need to lift weights. I love it. I think I might go back to Ron's class tomorrow. I am scared to deadlift. I'm worried about my mind-muscle connection. I'm worried about not having my piriformis muscles warmed up all the way before I deadlift. So I think I'm just going to bring my little resistance band with me everywhere and do my little clamshells before every class. Make fun of me all you want. Because that does help me kind of like use the right muscles when I deadlift and not... Because when it did hurt my back, it almost felt like it like came out of nowhere. And I think it like hurt once, and I was like, is that real? And then I did it again. It's like, oh yeah, you're fucked up. I just feel, and this is what I was trying to explain to Joe, I just feel like sometimes the prescription is rest, rest, rest. And with a back injury, I think that can just like make everything, because a lot of it's mental too, right? Like you're just like, oh my God, it's going to hurt when I bend over forever. But if you like keep working out and doing things slowly but surely, like I would go in the sauna and do my things, I was like, it doesn't hurt as much anymore. Be brave. You'll be okay. Yeah. I don't know. This shirt's too tight. And now I have to urinate. Robert F. Kennedy, bomber, man. Do I have to vote for Trump now? Fuck. I don't like him. He is funny. I get that he's like the funniest option for a president. My fucking liberal family's not going to love this, but I don't love Kamala. It's hard to have like conversations with people who like her because I'm like, oh, like what's your favorite policy of hers? And like they can't name one and they're like, oh, well, she's like a puppet and I'm okay with that. And I'm like, well, I don't know. I don't want to talk about politics. What did Micah Fox said something that I thought was really smart. She's like, there's no like rich versus poor. There's no like rich party versus poor party. They're both rich parties. So like that should tell you all you need to know. I do feel like when Donald Trump was in office, I had a little more money though. I don't know. I was getting like tax breaks. I don't know. I mean, people also just glom on to like people saying one thing. Like the JD Vance guy said the thing about single cat ladies or whatever. And I'm a single dog lady, but like, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Plenty of people are having children, I feel like, too. I know everybody's scared that we're not enough, but I hear them. They're out there. The other day I was walking with the dog moms, and this little girl was like, why are there so many dogs in this neighborhood? And we were like, why are there so many kids in this neighborhood? Shut up. Mabel killed a rat the other night. Woo, 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 woo. One for the good guys. And I know you guys are going to be like, you got to be careful. She might have gotten rat poison. She's fine. It's been 3 days. Poops are solid. No vomiting. I think it was such a baby rat that like the poison didn't get to it yet. She kills them so fast too, you guys. Sometimes I think she just scares them to death too. Like when I see them, like they'll be like all wet, like because I don't know, they'll be in her mouth or whatever. Their tail will do like one flop, like, and then it's over. And she kills them in the kids' park. That's where they are. So parents should actually be thanking. They should be leaving notes under our door. Thank you for keeping the rats out of the children's playground. Not, why is your dog in the children's playground? Okay? And she only goes there very late at night. I've had about 15 lobster rolls this season. Feel really good about it. Not enough fried clams. Only 2 servings of fried clams, and only one of them was really good. Have you had fried clams this summer?
Not this summer. But
Not
also
once.
for lobster rolls, are you hot or cold?
Cold.
All the way?
Yeah.
Never hot.
Well, preferably I like a toasted bun, a toasted brioche, hot dog, whatever bun, and then heaps of lobster salad.
Cold.
Cold, yeah. You like it warm?
Yeah, I never feel like there's quite enough going on, but I like the toasty bun and the butter. But then I
Yeah.
feel like there needs to be some more, like the cold has more stuff going on.
Yeah.
Is that the elite Boston food,
Yeah.
you
The
think?
cockroach of the sea. That's what we love. We'll eat it till we
Cockroach?
die.
Why is it that?
That's what they are.
What do you mean?
Lobsters.
Why?
They're bottom feeders.
Ew.
Yeah. All they do is eat the shit on the ocean floor, and we love them.
I have a question about lobsters. When you see them in the grocery store, does that make you feel sad or do you not care about that?
It used to.
You're over it now.
For my high school graduation, I wanted lobster. So my mom went out and bought a shit ton of them alive and made them race on our kitchen floor and then would toss them like free throws into the boiling pot of water and was laughing. I think she was like smoking butts, cracking up. Listen, they scream. My mother has been saying some very funny shit lately. She has to have surgery. Well, it got delayed because she got a fucking cold. Now she's on antibiotics. Poor thing. My mother has easily the highest threshold for pain of any individual I've ever met in my life. A fragment of her spine broke off and is currently resting on the nerves in her spine. And this has been going on for upwards of 3 weeks. She's on Oxy. But I said to her, I was like, Mom, you know, you vape. I was like, you got to tell the surgeons that you vape. Like, you know, it could be bad for you if you like go under. Like, you could die. She goes, well, good. Then they'll never find out I vape.
How did that happen to her spine?
She had been feeling like not great for a while. And then one day it just got like unbearable. I don't know.
So there's no like pinpointed injury.
No, it's like old people are like Jenga. You know what I mean? Like it's
Just
like one day it's
snaps.
like, and she does a lot. She walks a ton. She gardens. She has a 70-pound pit bull that she walks. Like my mother's out here in these streets. Not right now though. She's been laid up for a while. Poor thing. And the guilt is overwhelming, and she also has like the worst timing with her fucking surgeries. Like I'm like, oh, you're gonna wait till I'm going to Italy, so I feel really fucking bad while I'm in another country and can't do anything to help. Cool. But you know, she has my dad. He's been taking care of her. Good man. I talked to him on the phone. I was like, thanks for taking care of mom. And he's like, Mom, sickness and in health. There's a huge clump of Mabel hair right there. Huge. Should I skin her? I gave Mabel a bath in my bathtub. What an affair. First of all, she's cowering like a little fucking wuss. Try picking up a 80-pound dog that's cowering in the corner. But I did because this was pre-back injury. And then, yeah, I gave her... And then she ended up liking it. Like 5 minutes in, she's like, oh, this is kind of nice. I washed her with this shampoo that I got in Michigan. And, yeah, the whole bathroom was covered with her hair. For like, took me a couple days. Mabel, you're supposed to be on the podcast. Mabel. Is she even looking?
She keeps doing like the little with her eyebrows go up.
Mabel, come here.
Side eye.
Mabel, come be on the podcast. You want to come be on the podcast? The way she just looked at Nicole like, has she run out of things to say already? What an airhead.
We should have had Vinny to give you tips on Italy. Or like places to go.
We didn't think about that. Vinny was at Tim's party. Vinny cracks me up, man. He just walks. He's just such a cool. His walk is like a cool dude. Like it's almost like the C's part kind of when Vinny shows up and he was there with some redheaded guy. I don't know. Didn't introduce himself. Just started talking to me like I knew him. I did say hi to Bethany Frankel like I knew her. That was like, hey Bethany, and then
and then pirouetted away.
I was like, hey Bethany, I'm gonna go do a little bit of mushrooms, have some lobster rolls, and be on my way. It is funny that like I don't know if my brain goes back more than like 24 hours necessarily, because I'm like, what did I even do all week? Pilates, shows at the stand. Did I do any podcast? No, I didn't do any podcasts. I'm gonna get back into doing podcasts in the fall. The thing is, like, while the pool's open, especially if it's nice out during the week, I don't want to be inside podcasting. I didn't really want to be inside a car yesterday for 4 hours. And I have to write, maybe we'll clip this out, Jim Norton. I have to apologize to him because I kind of got my Sundays mixed up. Like I forgot that I already said I was going to Tim's. And then he's like, I'm having people over on Sunday. And I was like, oh, I'll totally come to that. But I didn't realize it was the same day. And then when I did, it was like too late to be like, I'm not coming. It just made me feel like I was going to felt rude. Because they had dueling parties. Actually, there was 3 parties going on yesterday. Corinne Fisher, I said this to her. I got a good laugh out of her. So we were talking. 3 parties. Norton, Tim, and Giannis Pappas had a party. And Corinne was like, where does he live? And I was like, in John Stamos' shadow. Just off the dome. Just like that. Pretty good. And then I made her repeat it to Rich Voss when he came over because I was so proud of my joke. I think that's when the mushrooms were hitting. Rich Voss, another favorite party guest. He gets her. He's like, when are we leaving? He also looks like a teenager. Still have like a wife beater on and he's just covered in tats. Looks like he's like ready to fight someone. I wonder if him and Vinny know each other. Yeah, Bethany Frankel. She was maybe there for 30 minutes. She's like, what is it? Maybe she had a lobster roll. Oh, you know what she did? So there was like another section of like TikToker boys. I don't know who they were. They were like rich, young Hamptons boys. And that's who she glommed onto. That's who she was like, hey. And she was like doing videos, trying to get them dates, I guess. Should have chatted up Bethany more. I should have been like, I've been doing this thing where I take Chanel wallets and I match. Did I tell you I did this? Hold on. I'll go get it. Nicole, sing a song.
Sing a song?
I mean, again, this is the wonderful thing The best thing about having a male audience is that they don't know or care about anything because I probably am destroying the value of these. But anyway, I ordered a Chanel wallet. This is after I lost my phone, which eventually turned up because it was in the elevator shaft. Did I tell you that? Yeah, one day I walked down my... Good girl. One day I walked down... Mabel. One day I walked down... What?
Just this, one day I...
Mabel, good girl. Get him. Get him. And my door guy was holding my phone. He's like, the guy found this in the elevator shaft. I was like, it was like 2 months had gone by. Imagine if I just was like, didn't get a phone and just like waited. And just like, I don't know, like maybe like went to the bank and tried to get like cash withdrawals and try to like live my life off the grid for 2 months. And then eventually I was like, I know it's here somewhere. And I was fucking right. It was in the fucking elevator. I should bring that phone in because it's in pristine condition. I can probably get a rebate. I ordered this off of one of my favorite websites, Fashion File. Shout out to my favorite simp, Ryan, who also buys me stuff from Fashion File. Thank you, Ryan. I own Ryan, and he's going to love that I just said that. Anyway, Chanel wallet. And then I got another wallet on chain from Fendi, and I was like, well, this will be more my wallet, and I'll turn this into a purse. I took it to this place. Onika McLean gave me the idea to do this. It's called the Village Cobbler, and I brought it in. It was just the wallet. And I said, can you guys put a chain on this? And they were like, yeah, we can do the leather and strap. We'll match it perfectly in gold chain. How fun is that? Now it's a fucking purse. People don't know. I mean, that's one of the great things about being petite. Like, that looks like a regular fucking size purse on my ass. Just ideas for arts and crafts, because now you have a Chanel purse, not a Chanel wallet. This wallet was only like $600 or $700, you guys. Chanel purses cost $5,000. Joeless, fucking $300 purse. Yeah, I guess it is. The chain to put the chain on costs $200, so I guess we're creeping up to a G, but worth it. So cute. And they told me it was going to take 4 to 6 weeks, and it was done in 2. And this is for when I do my skincare. This I got at Marshall's. It's a pretty underwhelming lip balm, but it's made with honey. I fucking love Marshall's. I'll go there for a lot of different things. Well, now I'm obsessed with Gymshark because that's your fault. Nicole gave me a fucking gift certificate. Nicole,
wait, I have beef with them.
Why?
Because
did you not get your shit?
No, because remember when I told you I'm like, here's what I got, or I ordered these 3 things.
Yeah.
I got like 2 shirts and a sports bra or something.
Okay.
So stoked.
Yeah.
And maybe like they were all in stock.
Okay.
Order confirmed.
Right.
And within a couple weeks, I got an email that was like, sorry, all of them are sold out and it's canceled. No. All 3 items are sold out.
You're joking.
And they just sent a fully canceled order email to me.
Fuck that.
And then I panicked and I still haven't gotten anything because I felt like I was just so shocked by that.
You've got to get on the phone with them. It's a British brand, you know.
Are they?
Right, it's in the UK.
Bruv.
You've got to be like, where's my sports bra? What the fuck, Gymshark?
Mad, isn't it? I can't believe they're a British brand.
Yeah. They are. But that would surprise me too because I always get my shit so fast from them. I feel like I order it and it's here like the next day. Something happened, dude.
Something bad happened. But like you've been slaying the Gymshark game. Like you have like the matching sets, like very cute.
I like the Gymshark. Yeah. But here's the thing. If you come into a Pilates class in Gymshark, it's a little aggro. Because these girls are all in like Beyond Yoga or like they're Alo.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're fucking flat asses. And I'm just like, not to be a cunt, but this can't be your whole workout. Pilates certainly has a place in fitness, so I'll tell you what. And I saw one of my weightlifting girls in there and I wanted to be like, did you hurt your back too? Or are you here for your performance muscles? But she's like a little icy with me, so I didn't do that. But Yeah, if you're like, oh, I do Pilates, you have to lift weights. You have to do more than Pilates, okay? I don't even sweat in those classes. I leave those classes and I'm like, feels like we just had like a prayer circle. Like we just like held hands and sang Kumbaya or whatever and we're on our way. I miss weightlifting. Wah. Today I had 20-pound dumbbells. I was doing lunges. I'm just like, my thing is I habitually like stick my ass out, just like years of hoeing. So finding a neutral spine kind of feels like a pelvic tuck to me. So just like getting that under control, like while I'm out walking in the world, has also been helpful. I'm just terrified of hurting myself that exact same way because it's just crazy how fast it happened, how much it hurt, and the fact that it took 4 days to go away. People are going to call me old on this episode. They're like, Kerryn, you're old.
Well, we've talked about rest days before. Do you do rest days, or could you see yourself doing a rest day where it's not like a complete rest day where you do Pilates that day?
That's exactly what I'm going to do. Like, we're taking Pilates 2 days a week now, no matter what. I'm just like going to do that. And then my weightlifting days, I'm really going to, treat like I'm preparing for the Olympics. No, I'm just going to, I'm going to try to do 2 Pilates, 2 weightlifting, and then, 3 rest days sounds crazy to me. Like, I understand that might be the formula, but I can't rest. Even on my rest days, I'm walking like 20,000 steps. It's a mental thing with me. Like, I really feel like I can't get shit done until I get a workout in. And if like I don't get one in, I'm just sort of like this floating being and like, what is your purpose? And anyone could kill you. You would never win in a fight.
Are you going to be that chick in the gym with like the giant belt, like the back belt?
Should I?
I could totally see you doing that.
I think I got to get the straps and the back belt.
Or, yeah, because I have a lot of friends who have like frequent back injuries or like disc problems and they wear those belts.
I do love like watching the girls after they like slam down the barbell, go and rip it off. I'm like, oh, that must feel so good, like Thanksgiving dinner. They're just like releasing a fucking fart. Yeah,
or could you would it make any difference? You probably wouldn't want to, but could you switch from deadlifting to like a dumbbell RDL or like something that's like a little more gentle?
Yeah,
but same type of
I'm
thing?
gonna like have to work myself up just again because I have like big trepidation, like how I like couldn't do box jumps after I broke my hand for a year.
I can't. Yeah, box jumps are not it.
Yeah,
I have like it's never once happened, but I will always fear that like I'm gonna lose all my teeth. Like I'm gonna hit the edge of my toe and all my teeth will fall out.
Yes,
even on a foam block.
Yeah, that's a legit fear. The blocks are hard. Obviously, they're hard enough to break my bone.
How's your vertical? Your jump onto the box jump. Mine's weak.
Yeah, it stinks. I get there, but it's never cute, and it's not the way that these people look. Like they're like up, boing. Mine's like get up there, and like a lot of arm swing, and then they're like land gently. I'm like I am. I'm glad I even just like was able to mentally get there where I could do it. I remember that first box jump I did after the handbrake. It's also like I like hold my hand like so far away from like, ugh. So yeah, just getting over that hump was a good thing. And yeah, I'm just gonna go light. And the thing is, I have these teachers that I have relationships with who I love. Ron, he saw me coming out of Pilates class. I'm like, I'm a Pilates bitch now, and he was like, what? He was so mean. He was like, you need to get back in class. I was like, dude, I could not walk. I was fucked up. He's like, you'll be fine. But even Will, my guy, he told me that when I go back, I should start. He said 80%, and then he corrected himself. He's like, maybe 60% of like your max PR. Because he was like, what's your max like 1 rep PR for deadlifting? I was like 170. He's like, you need to start at like 80%. Then he's like, or 60%.
That's so funny they're mean to you because you're really not that type of person that's like a faker that's like, oh, ouchie, I can't come back. Like,
I know.
you're not that type of person at all. Like, if you had no legs, you would still be trying to go.
I
so
would.
it's like weird that they.
Oh, I would definitely. I'd be doing way more pull-ups probably.
You lose so much like
That girl, you know that
weight
girl
from your lower half.
Yeah, well, there's that girl. I watch her all the time. She's a fucking inspiration. She does pull-ups in her wheelchair. She can pull the whole wheelchair up.
Is she's a torso, or she's in a wheelchair?
She's in a wheelchair. She has skinny legs, and they are like taped down into the wheelchair, and she's repping pull-ups. Wheelchairs are not light. You know?
I've been following this guy. I have to like look him up and send you his account because
Does he have missing legs?
A leg. He recently lost his leg in like a motorcycle accident.
Okay.
Cute, tatted up guy.
Yeah.
So just saying.
We're in.
But and I think he's like British or something.
Oh.
But he lost his leg and he's like grinding every day.
Yeah.
Like he's barely out of the hospital from losing his leg, and he almost died, like was in a coma, and he's like posting videos every day, like so positive, and like his journey back.
I love it.
And I'm like, I can't even imagine whenever I see videos like that of someone who's like, they wake up and like a limb is gone.
Right.
Or like the people who get like attacked and like their face is fucked, or like they have this huge life change and they're like recently they're within the past couple months there was this chick who, I think it was raining and she was like running to a train. This was somewhere in Jersey, and she slipped and fell as the train was coming in, and her whole like lower half, I think, was like
Nicole. Jesus.
And she was like on the news within a week being like, yeah, you know what? Like I'm talking to like kids in the hospital who are going through this, and like it's just a part of life. And she's so positive. I'm like, your whole life just got fucked, and you like crawled out of the train tracks. And you're like posting every day being
oh my god.
Like I get a cold and I complain endlessly to everybody.
Yeah, you think about people who like have like very fixable problems that they could fix themselves, and they are just like can't get it done. And these people, they're one of my favorite follows, and I've DM'd him a few times. I forget. He like goes out in the street in his neighborhood like yelling like free inspiration, free motivation right here. He has one arm. I think he stepped on a landmine or something in the army because he's got no legs and only one arm, but he's got prosthetics everywhere. And he's like, yeah, I think it's like Sergeant something. And because I've messaged him a few times, I'm like, you got to do the pod, dude. I'm like, you're so fucking great. I think he lives in like the middle of the country or whatever. But yeah, just his personality is off the charts, fun, and yeah, obviously just super inspirational. Yeah, I see these girls doing split jerks sometimes, and they have one arm or like an arm and a nub, and like, I'm just like, what are people complaining about? What is your fucking problem? These people with no legs are out here. All right, that's what we're gonna end on. I've made this decision already, but I still have to have this like conversation with my manager about it, and she's probably gonna try to talk me out of it. Maybe not talk me out of it, but she's gonna be like pros and cons and this and that. But 99.9% sure I am filming a special October 28th at the Ice House in Pasadena, California. So just stay fucking tuned for that. It's going to be good. All right, what on? Nothing else. Nothing else.
Throwing ass on the gram, getting laughs at the stand. Only she can, only Feehans. It's only Feehans.